So Ollie, what's the weather looking for like for this weekend? It's gonna rain!
Hello and welcome to How Are We Learning. Today we're gonna replace the upper coolant hose that we missed when we installed the radiator, as well as the right heater hose. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I replaced the left heater hose and the cam angle position sensor, cam pass O-ring, because that was leaking oil and that's what caused the left heater hose to fail. But I figure since the car is 21 years old, we'll get the other heater hose, and there is actually a line through here somewhere that we'll have to get at some point, but I've heard that one's really hard to get at. With that, we'll get started with dropping the coolant. That's at the bottom. This actually comes with a nice magnetic drain plug. Located in the center, there's a hole there's like a plastic shroud on the bottom that gives you access to radiator. So on the CSF radiator, the drain plug is a 16mm bolt. So we'll get that loosened up and let it drain into our pan down here. I recommend getting some sort of drain pan instead of just dumping it on your floor.
Great idea.
Unless you're at your brother's house, then you could probably just dump it on the floor. It doesn't really matter.
He's got a drain. Might as well use it.
You know what you should do is put the cap back on so it doesn't dump on me right away. Then we'll take the cap off. Alright, you're good. Beautiful. So then to get at that bottom hose, I think we want loosen that guy over there. Loosen this guy so we can pull the intake off. And then we'll loosen the 3 bolts that hold this side and it'll come right off.
I see it.
That's right.
Cool.
So there is a 12mm bolt on this lower side, 12mm bolt right next to whatever this, what is this? On the right side. A little snorkel off of here.
Should probably do this.
Man, is this guy really stuck underneath that guy? I was hoping I could. It's a 10. Do a little inside scoop here.
So this is the earth. How mighty fine earth, you might say.
So, I'm gonna get that guy with a 10. That guy's a 10. There's a 12 right here. 12 down below. 12 right here, and then you can use a Phillips to get the snorkel off from the airbox. I'll pull the airbox out there, Dan. Oh, you might have to disconnect that. Yeah. Dan's way ahead of me.
Son of a biscuit.
That's a little precarious. How do we...
You're a little precarious.
So in that top hose that we gotta get at is this guy right here, which is probably not lit up at all. What size is that? So there's this little mount. It's a 10mm. I think that's for the airbox to rest in. That guy out of our way, right over here. And we get our gripper thinger back in here. Curse for a little while. Do we have a different pliers that I can use?
I'd just open it up a little more. That might be a little much. That's where you were before. I would open it up like one latch. Probably actually grab it pretty easy.
The trick is to come in at a different angle.
I mean, you can do that too.
So now, I should just be able to manhandle that a little bit. And it doesn't move at all. So that's when we get the old razor blade out.
The old zip recruiter. I have a knife. You want me to cut it?
Yeah.
Do we want to make sure it's somewhat the same?
That looks right.
Alright.
It looks like the right hose.
The old zip recruiter.
Been listening to podcasts?
Yeah. Whole bunch of them.
Let's see if we can't get Dan in action over here. Show you what this locale of this hose is down here. we want to get these new style clamps on here. Just get them a little snug so that they don't flop around. I don't think that's working.
Really?
Oh man. I got one on. It's almost on all the way. Did you get it on?
It's not slick.
It's all pinched and stuff. How's that coming, Dan? Almost on there. It's not kinked or anything. The one on the engine looks like it needs to go on a little more. Just keep working, Dan. You're doing a good job.
You should tighten that one on before
you reef. What if this is a 10? It's something smaller, but we'll just use a flat. Should probably put that.
This handle doesn't mate up to that bolt for some reason. Oh, why would this one be facing that way?
We might have a better
Pliers.
Or this is like a straight one. Oh wait.
What?
We can't reef on that because it's copper.
Oh,
so we have to cut it off. Is either of these going to be easier?
The other one is down here and it's facing the firewall.
Okay. Yeah, let me see.
So you either need to find a really small pliers and get it in there, or figure something out that I haven't yet. See what I mean?
Well, yeah. Let's get that top one off first.
Should just be able to make one smooth cut. It's super sharp. Oh, you made it worse?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. This is the smaller pliers.
Hey, can you see that over there? Don't worry, I'm still holding it. You can grab the wire strip.
I know. That's not gonna work. I do.
Leatherman? Like that?
We need one of those like right angle ones. Scoot over.
Is that a solution?
Well, the snap was more in the way than I remember it. That is a sharp blade.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of appreciation for a nice sharp blade.
Brand new razor blade. As of this morning. Which end on that has the clamp on it still? That looks about right.
It looks right both ways, but I said that I cut more. It's the side that was low.
I'd be gentle with that one. On top of
Alright. We got our hoses back on now. We put our intake back. Okay, we put this thing back here. So now that we got the hoses on with the new clamps, the intake tube back together, we can fill the radiator. We fill it all the way as much as we can, and then we start it with the reservoir, with the no leak reservoir chilling on top, right? Let all the air bubbles out. This looks like the best way to get bubbles.
If you fill it all the way to the top, you can see the bubbles and you know they're coming out. That noise means it's really doing its job.
So that is the upper radiator hose, as well as the heater hose, and how you do that. If you want to know how to properly get the air out of your radiator, you can watch our radiator install video. It's in the Miata playlist. With that, we will conclude this episode. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.